Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to work on diving a little bit deeper into some positional breath work, specifically related to the Shin box position. I'm working with clients at this level, the more we're kind of getting some pretty profound impacts and results in pain, largely in just being able to rebuild the core from the inside out. So I'm kind of focusing a lot more of our teaching work at that breath level. I want to be real clear again, working on breath. I'm not going into this is spiritualism. There are ties to our sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems that can provoke any kind of emotions that might be underlying, especially if you tend to be if you're experiencing heightened anxiety. So I want to be soft with our breath. We're not going full deep breath. We're not doing breath work for the sake of breath work. Really what we're working on are particular positions, and can I breathe and feel a full expansion of breath in each position. And if you're feeling difficulty with that, then we're being playful and exploratory. Can we explore our breath? Can we just be playful with our breath? Can we feel our breath change and expand and get a little bit more pliable and flexible with us? So let's kind of consider it more of a soft journey and not like a hard ego journey. So with all that, let's get started. So from our shin box, I'm on my left side shin box. I'm bringing my left hand down to the floor. We're going to spiral that elbow out so that we feel the shoulder blade pack down the back and opening up through the chest, kind of lifting the chest kind of tall. And we're going to come right back to our breath. However, because of the position of our shin box, our outside breath is going to be a little bit harder to move into. So my right side low back area, this is going to be harder to breathe into. The open space is going to be on the left side since my left hand is down. So I want to focus specifically on that left side. We're going to bring our right hand across that midsection where we were putting our C-shaped hands and just give it a light touch, because that's where we want to breathe, specifically breathe into on our inhale. So from here, we're going to inhale, feeling that crocodile breath specifically move through that left side. On the exhale, drawing navel into spine. Feel how that gets us a little bit tall. Inhale, as you fill in that side space, allow it to move your spine. Your spine will go a little bit of a curve. You'll get a small C shape. On the inhale, exhale, drawing navel into spine. I want to remain very active through that shoulder. Shoulder is still pressing down through that grounded palm. Sternum is still lifting up, even though our spine is softening through this midsection. On our inhale, exhale, spine is getting long. We can move our spine, we can soften our spine and engage our spine while maintaining a fixed, active shoulder. With each inhale, see if you can find a little bit of stretch in that inhale, filling in that space, and then exhale, drawing that navel into spine, getting nice and tall. And then we're going to switch and do the same thing on the other side. So palm grounded, spiral, elbow outward, open chest, feeling that shoulder blade pack down and back on the ribs. Opposite hand gets to come and finds that side body space. I'm just giving a gentle brush to let my body know where I want that breath to actively move into. Inhale into that side body, into that side. Exhale, drawing navel into spine. With each inhale, we're allowing the spine to kind of soften, towards the floor, getting a little bit of a C shape. It doesn't need to be a massive C. And then on the exhale, navel comes into spine, and that straightens the spine out. Now, right off the bat, this side is tighter and more restricted. I noticed that at the beginning of the session when we were doing breath work at the very beginning. This is tends to be my chronic area. So I want to notice the differences in our breath one side to the other, because this is going to give us a lot of really helpful information about how our abdominal core is able to stabilize for other areas of the body, which becomes pretty relevant when we are in pain. With each one, see if you can move that inhale to get a little bit more of a stretch into that side body space. Exhale, draw that navel in actively to get that spine back to tall. Again, keep that shoulder active, spiraled out, pressing down. Even when we're inhaling into that side body space, I don't want to let my shoulder get soft. I'm still pressing down actively. We can soften our spine with a very active shoulder. We can do two things at once. The more active I am in the shoulder, the more of a active stretch I can feel on my inhale, and it feels pretty good. We're going to switch back to the other side. Getting right back into that wrist, spiraled elbow, packed shoulder. Inhaling into that side body space, exhaling, drawing navel into spine. On the next inhale, as you soften, as you exhale, we're going to do some hip mobility on that back knee. So as you exhale, we're going to lift that back knee up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, drawing navel into spine. Inhale, filling up that belly as you drop your knee down. Exhale, navel comes to spine as you're lifting and opening that knee to the ceiling. Again, I want to maintain an actively grounded shoulder. So don't let that shoulder get soft and lazy. We're still pressing down through that floor actively. Softening the spine, exhale, open up that hip. Notice how high you're able to get that knee to open up so that we can compare how good is that hip mobility on the right side compared to the left. And we'll go ahead and switch sides so that we can check. So grounding palm, spiral elbow, open chest, pack shoulder. Inhale into that side body space. Exhale, navel into spine. And on the next one, as we inhale, when you exhale, we're opening up that back hip. Nice squeeze as you draw navel in. Inhale, filling up that side body space. Exhale, open up that hip, drawing navel in. How high are you getting that left knee compared to your right knee? Is there a difference? Really helpful information. If there's a significant difference, then this is a movement that I would recommend doing more frequently. Daily, if not multiple times a day. Especially if you're feeling immobility in that hip with immobility of that breath on the opposite side. That is going to be a paired action that we want to work on. We're going to bring it back across to the other side. Grounding palm, grounded shoulder, filling in that belly space. Exhale, drawing navel into spine. And now we're going to add in our scoops of our pelvis. That anterior hip. So the back hip is going to roll over the front hip over the top, so it has to come up off the ground. And I want to scoop the tailbone. I'm reaching my tailbone forward. I want to feel this scooping action as I draw navel into spine to see if you can feel some light stretch through the front of the hip. Inhale, let the hips soften. As we soften into that belly space, exhale, navel comes into spine as we get tall and we're scooping our pelvis into it. Inhale, fill up that side space. Feel that expansion out through the side. Exhale, drawing navel in, getting tall as we scoop. How does that stretch feel in the front of the hip? And really, the more you're able to scoop at your pelvis, the more you may feel that glute start to tighten up and contract. I want to feel that. I don't want to intentionally squeeze the glute, but I do want that movement of the tailbone to create contraction in that glute. And the more you can push that tailbone forward, the more you're going to feel that contraction. We'll go ahead and switch back to the other side. Again, grounded palm, spiraled elbow, packed shoulder. Inhale through that side body. Exhale, navel into spine, getting us nice and tall. Next one, as we inhale into the side, on the exhale, we're rolling the hip over the top of the other one and scooping with the tailbone, reaching, trying to scoop that tailbone forward as we're drawing navel into spine. Inhale, spine softens as we expand through that side body, and the hip softens back. Exhale, spine gets tall, navel's a spine, scoop the pelvis. How does the front of this hip feel compared to the other side? This side is tighter on me, especially through my adductor space, which is kind of again, this is a paired relationship to my right side low back. I want to notice those differences because that gives me a lot of information as far as how my body stabilizes me with gait mechanics, walking, running, jumping, crawling, all kinds of stuff. And if I got a major difference one side to the other, that's going to show up in every other movement that I do. So this is a great place to work on balancing the body at the layer of our breath. Work on expanding on that inhale. Feel that stretch out to the side. Exhale, drawing navel to spine as you scoop. Can you feel that loaded stretch through the front of the hip? Can you start to feel that glute tighten up and contract by squeezing that tailbone forward? And then we're going to switch back to the other side. We're going to do all the same things, and then we're going to add one more layer to it. So still letting that back hip roll. Inhale into that side, exhale, drawing navel as the hip scoops. And then we're going to add a reach and a rotation. So this is the one where I like to imagine I got bread and I want to share bread with Skeletor over in the corner. So as I exhale, drawing navel into spine, scooping that back hip, then I want to also reach and get some rotation. And I want to feel that rotation added to the scoop. I don't want to lose my scoop. I'm still actively scooping into this as I reach, which should draw that stretch a little bit more into a rotational stretch through the obliques and into the core. Inhale, letting it all soften. Exhale, scoop as you draw in and reach. Again, allow your breath to dictate the movement. All of this is coming from breath. Exhale as I scoop and reach. I don't want to force my reach. I want to work within what I feel my capacity of breath. This should not be painful. I want to make sure that we are not going to maximum level of stretch. This is not high school gym class. It should not hurt. Switching to the other side, grounding palm, spiraled elbow, packed shoulder. Same inhale, exhale into that scooped pelvis. And then we're going to add to it. Inhale, let that breathe into that side body space as you exhale. Now we're sharing our breath and reaching and rotating. Inhale as you bring it back. Exhale as you scoop and rotate. Kind of notice if there's a difference on this side compared to the other side. Is it tighter somewhere? Can you reach as far? Or can you reach farther? Continuing to breathe into that side body space, allowing the spine to soften. Exhale as you actively scoop that tailbone. Again, I want to be active in that tailbone as we reach and rotate. And again, this whole side, my rotation is tighter. I have less range of motion through this whole complex of movements compared to the other side. We're going to bring it back across, and now we're going to change the position of our hand. So instead of left hand on the ground, we're going to bring our left hand up and let that elbow or forearm come across the top of the head. I want elbow up kind of high. And we're going to take our opposite hand and we're going to just, again, tap that side body space for where we want to breathe. So now my position, since I'm lifting that hand off the ground, I'm making it harder to breathe into this opposite side, and I'm still focusing the breath on the same side. This is where that breath can go a little bit easier. So that's why I got my hand here. We're inhaling, filling into that belly space. Exhale, drawing navel into spine. On that inhale, the spine can continue to soften and round and get a little C-shaped. Exhale, spine gets straight again. On the next one, as you inhale, allowing it to soften, exhale, and we're going to reach down through that hip and up through the elbow as you draw your navel into spine. Inhale, breathing into that side body space. Exhale, reaching down and reaching up to get long. There's going to be kind of two stretches on both sides of this. One, as your length gets short on your inhale, elbows coming down, so you're shortening up, you're expanding out and breathing into that side body space. See if there's a light stretch there. And then as you exhale, drawing navel to spine, you're reaching long to see if you can get a length stretch in that same area. Inhale, as you soften length, you're expanding out. Can you feel the outward expansion? On the exhale, can you feel the length expansion? There's a stretch on both ends. And then we're going to bring our arm down, switch across, and do the same thing on the other side. So elbow comes up, hand comes across to tap that side body space. See if you can inhale, inflating into that space. Exhale, drawing navel into spine. Inhale as you feel that expansion, allowing the spine to kind of soften up. And then exhale, navel comes to spine, spine gets straight again. Can you feel that stretch expansion on the inhale, pressing out? And now on the next one, as you exhale, drawing navel in, you're going to reach the hip down and lift the elbow up tall, trying to get as long as you can. On the exhale, inhale, you're letting your length soften as you expand out and drawing in that navel on the exhale, getting long. See if you can find that stretch in that same side body area where your hand placement is. On the inhale, moving out, and on the exhale, getting long. Is it harder on this side or easier? Is there a difference between the right side and the left side? And now we're going to bring it back across to the other side. And we're going to do some fold work. And we're going to integrate breath on this as well. But I want to start by just going back and forth with some gentle forward folds. So I'm not going to be as concerned with where our fold is. We can reach through the knee or we can reach straight forward. Inhale, feel that expansion. On the exhale, we're drawing navel to the spine and we're just reaching with both hands evenly. As you inhale, we're bringing it all the way back up across, transitioning to the other side. Nice inhale, exhale as we reach, going side to side about 5 times. As we're going side to side, notice how does this feel through the back of the hip on each side. Continue to connect that breath. Exhale, drawing navel into spine. Inhale as you're coming back up, filling up our crocodile space. You can take an extra breath as you transition across. And exhale as you reach. Once we get to 5, I'm going to finish off on this side. Come back across to our starting side. And on this next one, as we exhale and reach, I don't want to go to a maximum stretch. We're going to reach and we're going to stay there. And now I want to focus our breath on filling in our low back space. So taking in a nice breath, filling in that abdominal space, feel that breath open up and expand into that low back. Exhale, drawing navel into spine. Inhale, fill up that crocodile breath, but feel it move into that back space a little bit. And then as you exhale, navel to spine, you can slightly reach your fingers a little further if they'll go. Inhale, allow the hands to softenly come back so that you can fill in that back space. Exhale, reach a little further. Again, continuing to draw navel into spine as you exhale. Inhale, feeling that crocodile inflation, that all directions, but especially into the low back. And after about 5 breaths, we're going to bring it up and across to the other side, and we're going to do the exact same thing. Drawing the navel in as we reach, making it a nice soft reach, staying here, inhaling into our crocodile breath, but really trying to get that breath to move into the low back. Exhale, drawing navel to spine. Inhale, allow the hands to softly come back. Exhale, drawing navel in, reaching a little further. Again, continuing to really try to draw that inhale breath into that low back space. Exhale, drawing the navel into the spine as you reach the fingers a little further. Notice where you feel this. Where does it speak loudest? Do you feel it in the hips? Do you feel it in the low back? If that felt really confusing and disjointed and you found that you were in your head, all that really says is that these are new and it's not really in your neurology, and it simply takes time and practice. If you work on it every day a little bit, you will find that over time you're able to make those connections. The things that I'm saying in the class you'll start to feel it within your body, but you can't get there without the practice.